Ms. April Stevens is here to see Jeremy Wendell.
You can go right in, Miss Stevens.
There must be some mistake.
No. No mistake, Miss Stevens. My name is Wilson Cryder. I'm Mr. Wendell's executive assistant.
I'm sorry, if Mr. Wendell isn't here, then there's no need.
Sit down, Miss Stevens. Let me see. Stevens. April Stevens. Divorced from Jack Ewing. Received settlement of $100 million for 5% of Ewing oil.
What is this all about, Mr. Cryder?
I'm chairman of the board pro tem of West Star Oil. Mr. Wendell achieved the zenith of his career when he acquired Ewing Oil and made it part of West Star. And he's now on a very well-deserved sabbatical.
I'm delighted to hear that. Very nice meeting you, Mr. Cryder.
No, don't go. See, I'd like to know what you were going to speak to Mr. Wendell about. Maybe I can help you.
Mr. Cryder, I've just come from the hospital.
The hospital? Of course. Pamela Ewing's accident. I see, a mission of mercy. Mrs. Ewing is Cliff Barnes' sister.
Yes. Mr. Cryder, I don't know if you're really the top man around here, or if Mr. Wendell is still calling the shots. But it would be nice if West Star would lighten up a little on him. Especially now.
And yourself?
I didn't come here about myself.
Well, Mr. Wendell's instructions are perfectly clear. Cliff Barnes is of absolutely no consequence to us. And as for yourself, since Mr. Wendell achieved his major goal of acquiring Ewing Oil despite your best efforts, he figures you're not worth trouble or money.
That's an interesting way of putting it. And what about the Ewings?
Well, again, Mr. Wendell is specific. The Ewing brothers are down, and we will use every resource at our command to see that they stay there. Especially J.R. Oh, yes, we feel that J.R. will make a mighty effort to climb out of the hole which he has dug for himself, and when he does, we're going to be there. Shoveling dirt right back on top of him.
Then you still consider J.R. a threat?
We believe the only time J.R. will cease to be a threat is when J.R. is dead.
Bartender.
What'll it be?
Vodka martini, very dry. J.R. Ewing, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Wilson Cryder.
Bartender. Give me another one of these.
Sure, Miss Ewing.
Obviously, you know who I am.
Yes, I do. You're that flunky Jeremy Wendell left behind.
What he left was a man capable of running West Star and making sure that J.R. Ewing stays down for the count.
You haven't even got me on the canvas, boy.
Oh, no? Can't tell you how much we enjoy owning your old company. And I think that you'll probably have many more leisurely afternoons just like this one, drinking alone. Because you see, I predict that you will never be a force in Dallas again. Pleasure meeting you, J.R. Too bad you can't say the same. I think you'll be needing this.
Mr. Ewing.
Cryder?
Pleasant suite of offices you have.
It's adequate. Did you come see me?
No. No, I persuaded the building manager to let me look at them, but I'm afraid I may have upset your secretary.
Well, you could have called, made an appointment. We do that in Dallas, you know.
I had an unexpected few moments to spare, and since Westar's thinking of buying the building, I thought I'd look it over.
Expanding, are you?
We're running out of space for accounting. We have some low-level executives we need to find space for. That would mean, of course, that we would have to evict all the current tenants.
Oh, of course. Out of all the skyscrapers in Dallas, this is the perfect one.
No, not really. We would prefer a more prestigious property, and I am looking at several other buildings. I understand that you have an option to expand to several other floors. A bit optimistic, don't you think? Because personally, I don't think that that company, what do you call it? JRE, something like that? Well, I don't think you'll have any reason to expand now or in the future.
Cryder, you just joined the crowd.
Crowd?
The crowd of people who have lived to regret underestimating J.R. Ewing.
J.R. Ewing.
With a personal invitation.
Invitation?
Yes, I'd like to invite you and your wife to have dinner with Sue Ellen and myself tomorrow night.
You're joking.
Oh, I promise you. It's purely social.
Just a little chance to say howdy, am I right?
You'd be doing me a big favor.
Oh, well, in that case, I accept.
Well, wonderful, wonderful. 8 o'clock, Scalini's?
One of my favorite restaurants. Just purely social, you say?
Yes, yeah. Just a little family affair.
Good night, J.R.
Good night, thank you. Well, isn't this nice? Wilson, I can't tell you how delighted I am that you and your lovely wife agreed to have dinner with me tonight.
And your lovely wife had to work, you said.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry about that. She said she just had a ton of work at her own office.
I'd like to meet her sometime.
Oh, I just know she wants to meet you too, Mrs. Cryder.
Kimberly.
Kimberly, yes. What a pretty name that is. Wilson, you know, all the battles I've had with Westar were with Jeremy Wendell, not with you. Yeah, it's going to take me years to get myself back on my feet. And in the meantime, there's going to be a lot of feuding and fighting and... Well, when you think about it, what kind of a threat would my little company be to you, anyhow?
So that's what this purely social evening is all about. Smoke the peace pipe.
Yeah, well, I thought it'd be a good idea to let bygones be bygones.
Excuse me, Mr. Cryder, there's a telephone call for you in the manager's office.
Bring the telephone to the table.
I'm sorry, sir, we don't have a remote.
Excuse me. I'll be delighted to discuss your possibilities over dinner.
Good, good.
Phone call. It's odd. No one knew we were here.
What should we toast to? I know. Everyone raise their glasses. Let's toast to burying all the hatchets, all the big hatchets and all the little hatchets.
I love your dress, Sue Ellen.
Well, thank you, Kimberly. I was just admiring yours, too.
Thank you.
Your wife and I must shop at the same places.
Yes.
You know, you two make an absolutely lovely couple. Well, you're perfect. Aren't they, JR?
Yeah, perfect.
Yes. How did you meet?
Through mutual acquaintances.
And was it love at first sight?
Things took their course.
Well, with JR and me, it was fireworks, wasn't it, darling?
Yeah, fireworks.
Right. I was Miss Texas. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
And JR was one of the judges. And he looked at me and... Darling, why don't you tell him?
Are you all ready for menus?
Oh, sweetheart, not yet. Not yet. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. JR was one of the most romantic men I have ever met in my whole life. Do you remember the time? Never mind. It's really much too private.
Wilson and I have had our moments.
Oh, I'm sure you have. I can tell just by looking at the two of you. Wilson, may I call you Wilson?
Certainly.
I am so glad that you and JR have had all those dinners together.
Pardon?
Oh, yes. Well, after all, JR's feud was with Jeremy Wendell, not with you.
That's right.
Isn't this cozy? You know, it is so rare for JR and I to find someone of our own kind here in Dallas. JR and I spend a lot of time with our family. But this is different. And I hope this is the first of many, many dinners together.
Well, I don't believe this. The mighty Wilson Cryder visiting my office. That's it, Jackie. Thanks.
You shouldn't be surprised. You have something that is very appealing to West Star. I thought we should talk.
Yeah. I've done business with West Star before, and it's like trying to wrestle an octopus. You can't win.
Your problems were with Jeremy Wendell, not with me.
No, you guys are all cut out of the same cloth. Only the name's changed.
No, more than that. I have come with a bona fide offer for you.
Well, I can't wait to hear this.
I've made a very careful study of your history. Your business life, it's like a long roller coaster ride, up and down. You were almost bankrupt when you finally hit at Gold Canyon 340, and then you almost lost it. And now you've got this enormous natural gas strike. Should be worth untold millions of dollars, and you have not made one penny on it.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Everything's under control.
Not what I hear.
Well, you hear wrong.
The point is, you are going to manage to minimize the amount of profit that you should make on that gas. And before you do that, West Star is prepared to buy you out.
You want to buy my gas field?
We want Barnes-Wentworth and everything that goes with it, except, of course, you.
Get out.
We will make you richer than you ever dreamed possible.
You're not hearing me. I said get out. I'll tell you something right now. This company is not for sale.
Not now, perhaps. But just think about it. Just think about it, because you see, somehow or other, you will lose it all.
You watch me. I almost got this last right away right in my back pocket.